Alright, Kledi, now we're going to take a look at the freestyle from the underwater view. And again, a lot of the things we see are just really good. As you reach in here, you clear all the water bubbles off your hands as you're reaching forward in that streamline, that needle position that Roland talked about in his video. It sets you up for such a good kick. And then you can just see how you create that high elbow from that position. So this is exactly what we want to see, this high elbow position as you go to catch water and pull it underneath your body to send yourself forward, and then you're creating that streamline out in front with the other arm and that palm down. So really doing a good job of pulling water here. My hope is that you just continue to work on being this good with your technique and working on the endurance and strength of your swimming. And look at that vertical forearm. You know, this is what we saw in the video. It's what we want to see when you're pulling that water back to the finish of your stroke. And that is just pushing you straight forward. It's just pulling the water straight back and pushing you in a straight line forward. And about as efficient a manner as you'd want to have. You know, I think your kick can get a little smaller, so it's a little more powerful. That's the one thing that I do see is, you know, sometimes you really over bend the knee. I think it could be a little bit more compact and a little more powerful. But again, as we watch on this other side, yeah, you're carrying a little more air here, but again, just getting in this high elbow position to catch that water and pull that water and pull yourself forward is very good. And then really high elbow, vertical forearm here, holding on to it as long as you can as you pull through onto the other side. And again, just very nice. Yeah, the kick's the only thing. I think the kick can be a little smaller. You kick with good power, and when we're doing kickboard kicking and you do a good job of doing it with your freestyle, I think you're doing a little bit more of a 75% swim here, 70%. It could be a little faster, and maybe that would tighten up the kick a little bit. But I notice that from time to time. You just overbend the knees there. You haven't in those last few, but you do every once in a while. And then coming in, using the palms of your hands to pull yourself over in the turn. Again, I just think you can be a little closer. If I have a pet peeve, it's that you're a little too far away from the wall. You're a little too open. So this is open. Hips are a little more open as you're going to push off the wall. I'd like to see your feet up a little higher on the wall. I would like to see it from there get a little more of a knee bend where the hips are in a little tighter, and then you're pushing off in that same angle that you have, but it's just a little steeper, and you're a little more compact at the wall for the turn. I just don't think you're getting as much out of your push-off as you can by opening up like this. And I notice when I'm standing behind your lane, you're creating a lot of splash, and it just tells me you're opening up too much. And you can just see it there with your back and the way it's bending. And then as you go to push off, I just don't think you get near the push-off that you could get. It's pretty good. And then we don't want to kind of curve the back into the kick out. Try to rotate a little bit more and then deliver the kicks, and that'll get you a little more speed as well and not so much drag. But other than that, like I said, you're catching. Look at that elbow bend. That's what I want to see on every swimmer, and that's what we saw in the video. And again, just keep doing that. And we'll work on the turn being a little tighter, work on the kicks being a little bit tighter, and work on your endurance.